Have you ever paused to wonder where you truly come from? Not just your parents or grandparents, but the countless generations that stretch back into the distant past. Imagine the stories hidden in your blood, the secrets carried in your cells, and the mysteries that connect you to people who lived thousands of years ago. Tens of thousands of years ago, our human ancestors encountered another group of humans, the Neanderthals. These meetings weren't just fleeting, they left a permanent mark, one that's still inside us today, quietly shaping who we are. If your family roots trace outside of Africa, there's a good chance you carry a surprising inheritance. 1 to 4% of your DNA comes from Neanderthals. That means millions of people alive today are living proof of this ancient connection. This tiny slice of Neanderthal DNA isn't just a historical footnote. It actually influences your life in subtle but important ways, affecting how your immune system fights off diseases, how your skin responds to sunlight, and even how your body reacts to allergens. Think of your DNA as a massive instruction manual, a book that tells your body how to grow, heal, and function. Now imagine that a few pages in this manual were written by Neanderthals, pages that have been copied and passed down through the ages. Every time a new generation is born, those Neanderthal pages are faithfully replicated, quietly influencing traits and characteristics in ways we're only beginning to understand. Today, scientists are using powerful technology to read these ancient instructions. By decoding our DNA, they're uncovering new insights into what makes us uniquely human, and how our ancient relatives still shape our health, appearance, and even our behavior. For example, one Neanderthal gene in particular has a fascinating effect. It influences how our muscles manage and use energy, especially during intense physical activity. This isn't just about brute strength or athletic prowess, it's about the subtle, behind-the-scenes ways our bodies work, how we recover from exercise, how we handle fatigue, and how our muscles perform under stress. Imagine a gene that tweaks your muscle performance during a sprint, a heavy lift, or even just a long walk. It's a tiny difference, but over thousands of years it's helped shape the way we move and live. This is the story of the AMPD1 gene, a living echo of our shared past with Neanderthals, still present in our bodies today, quietly influencing our lives in ways we're only starting to appreciate. So, as we dive deeper into this ancient legacy, remember, your DNA is more than just a code. It's a living history book, connecting you to a story that began long before you were born. Let's explore how this remarkable inheritance continues to shape us all. Consider it. Imagine the world as it was 60,000 years ago. Modern humans, our ancestors, were beginning an epic journey, migrating out of Africa, driven by curiosity, survival, and the search for new lands. They crossed harsh deserts, dense forests, and icy mountains, venturing into the unknown. As they spread across the globe, these early humans entered territories already inhabited by another human species, Neanderthals. For the first time, two intelligent, resourceful groups met face to face. For thousands of years, modern humans and Neanderthals shared the same landscapes. They hunted the same animals, gathered around the same fires, and sometimes their lives intertwined in ways we're only beginning to understand. They competed, cooperated, and even formed families together. This close contact left a permanent mark on us. Through interbreeding, Neanderthal DNA became woven into the genetic fabric of nearly all people living outside Africa today. It's a legacy that connects us to our ancient cousins. Today, scientists can spot these ancient genes by comparing our DNA to that extracted from Neanderthal remains. It's like piecing together a genetic puzzle that spans tens of thousands of years. One of the genes they've identified is called AMPD1, a tiny segment of DNA with a big story to tell. All humans have the AMPD1 gene, but some of us carry a special version inherited directly from Neanderthals. This variant is like a genetic time capsule passed down through countless generations. The AMPD1 gene is crucial for building fast-twitch muscle fibers, the kind you rely on for quick, powerful movements like sprinting, jumping, or lifting heavy objects. It helps determine how our muscles perform under intense pressure. The enzyme produced by this gene manages how your muscles use energy during bursts of intense activity. It's a key player in athletic performance and everyday strength. But here's the big question. Does the Neanderthal version of AMPD1 work differently from the modern human version? Could it give some people unique advantages or challenges? And if it does, what does that mean for us today? Could our ancient encounters still influence our bodies, our health, or even our abilities? This is genetic detective work at its finest, unraveling mysteries hidden deep within our DNA, searching for answers written by our ancestors. Our ancient encounters with Neanderthals are still written in our DNA, shaping who we are in ways we're only beginning to discover. Let's dive deeper and see what secrets our DNA can reveal about our shared past, and what it means for our future. Let's zoom in on your muscles during a sprint. Your cells burn ATP, their main energy source, like batteries. As you move, ATP turns into ADP and your body scrambles to recharge it. When demand is high, byproducts build up fast. Here's where the AMPD1 enzyme steps in, keeping the energy cycle running smoothly. It acts like a traffic controller, clearing out waste so your muscles keep firing. This is especially vital in fast-twitch fibers for explosive power. If the enzyme lags, your muscles can get sluggish under pressure. The AMPD1 gene is the blueprint for this enzyme. Different versions mean the enzyme might work faster or slower. The Neanderthal variant is one such difference. Which version you inherit can subtly change your muscle performance. It's all about the recipe your DNA follows. Here's a fascinating discovery that connects us to our ancient past, the Neanderthal AMPD1 variant. This is a single-letter change in the vast genetic code that makes up who we are. Imagine, out of the billions of letters in our DNA, just one tiny switch can have a ripple effect on how our bodies function, even today. This small tweak in the genetic sequence changes the way a specific enzyme works. The enzyme becomes less stable and less efficient, almost like someone turning down a dimmer switch for muscle energy. Instead of a full blast of power, the muscles get a more moderated flow of energy, which can subtly influence how we move and perform. People who carry this Neanderthal variant have noticeably lower enzyme activity in their fast-twitch muscle fibers. These are the muscles responsible for quick, explosive movements. Think sprinting, jumping, or lifting heavy weights. The difference isn't always obvious, but it's there, quietly shaping physical abilities. During intense exercise, when the body is pushed to its limits, their muscles clear away energy byproducts like lactic acid more slowly. This means fatigue can set in a bit sooner, and recovery might take a little longer after all-out effort. For most daily activities, walking, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries, this difference doesn't really matter. Life goes on as usual. But when it comes to peak athletic performance, especially in sports that demand bursts of speed or power, this genetic variant can make a subtle but real impact. Interestingly, about 1 in 5 people of European and Asian descent carry this ancient Neanderthal variant. That's millions of people worldwide, each with a unique connection to our prehistoric relatives. Scientific studies have confirmed that people with this variant consistently show lower muscle enzyme activity, just as researchers predicted from the genetic data. It's a clear example of how a tiny change in our DNA can have measurable effects on our bodies. This is a direct, living link from ancient DNA to the way our muscles work today. It's a reminder that our evolutionary story is still being written in our bodies, every single day. For those who carry the Neanderthal variant, their muscles operate with a slightly different operating system. It's not something you can see, but it's there, quietly influencing how energy is managed and how muscles respond to stress. It's important to remember, this isn't about being better or worse. It's simply a difference, a variation that adds to the rich tapestry of human diversity. For some, this means a subtle shift in how energy is used during all-out effort. It might mean a slightly different experience at the finish line, or a unique approach to training and recovery. This discovery is a powerful example of how our ancient past still shapes us in ways we're only beginning to understand. Our bodies carry echoes of our evolutionary journey, influencing us in the present. Genetics helps explain why each of us is a little different, why we have unique strengths, challenges, and abilities. It's a window into the story of who we are and where we come from. And in the end, it all comes down to a tiny change in our DNA, a small gift from our Neanderthal relatives that still lives on in many of us today. So, what does a less active AMPD1 enzyme mean for you? For everyday activities, you won't notice a thing. The difference only appears during short, explosive bursts, like sprints or heavy lifts. Two people might start a workout the same, but the one with the Neanderthal variant may tire a bit sooner at max effort. It's not about weakness, but about how long you can sustain peak power. The effect is subtle, but measurable in elite performance. Remember, this is just one gene among thousands. Training, diet, and motivation matter far more. The Neanderthal variant doesn't stop anyone from being an athlete. It's just a different way of handling muscle energy. like two cars with different engines. Both get you there but perform differently under pressure. Why is the more active modern version of AMPD-1 so common? It gives a real edge in power-based activities. Elite athletes, sprinters, weightlifters, rarely carry the Neanderthal variant. They almost always have the high-activity version, which helps muscles sustain peak force longer. In sports where hundredths of a second matter, this tiny advantage can mean gold. It's a clear example of evolution favoring traits that boost performance in specific environments. But remember, this is just one piece of a complex puzzle. Your genes set the stage, but training and environment write the story. Evolution works in fascinating, sometimes unexpected ways. The faster enzyme is just one chapter. So why did Neanderthals have the less active enzyme? Their world was about survival, not sprinting. Endurance and energy conservation mattered more than explosive power. The loss of function variant may have helped them conserve calories in cold, harsh climates. Neanderthals were strong, but their lifestyle didn't demand repeated bursts of speed. Ambush hunting and endurance were key. The variant wasn't bad, it was just suited to their environment. Evolution isn't about perfect athletes, but about survival. The AMPD-1 variant was a tool for their world. In their context, it may have been neutral or even helpful. It's a reminder that genes are shaped by the challenges of their time. When modern humans inherited the Neanderthal variant, it floated along for thousands of years. Early humans also relied on endurance, not athletic competition. But as our world changed, agriculture, cities, sports, the demands on our bodies shifted. Suddenly, traits that mattered little before became important in new contexts. The AMPD-1 variant's effect became visible in elite sports. The modern version proved more advantageous for power events. This story shows how genes and environment interact. A gene's value depends on context, not on being good or bad. The Neanderthal variant was fine for millennia. Only with modern sports did its subtle effect become a disadvantage for a few. Evolution is always responding to our changing world. So, what's the takeaway? Don't worry about your Neanderthal genes. For almost everything in life, this variant makes no difference. It's a fascinating quirk of your genetic history, not a problem. Your body is a mosaic, shaped by countless generations. This research connects us to our ancient relatives in a tangible way. Modern genetics lets us read our evolutionary story like never before. We're just beginning to uncover these connections. Knowing you carry a Neanderthal gene enriches your story, not defines it. Next time you run or lift, remember, you're carrying ancient history in your cells. You are a living piece of evolution, and that's pretty awesome.